Do you know my favorite color? You're right. How come you know?
You're wearing one.
Well, red is really my favorite color. That's why I'm wearing it right now. And coincidentally, red and the meanings attached to it somehow has a correlation with the different phases of my life. Red is for passion and action, for energy, which I had in my career. In fact, I was able to cut down operational costs in 6 months up to 60%. I cost one business unit to close. But I was able to open 3 business units that brought up profits to 300% in the span of only 180 months. This actually made my bosses promote me straight up to general manager. Oh, this made me go on full throttle, that I didn't mind sleeping for only 3 to 5 hours a day. That was my lifestyle, or style, because I didn't have a life. I didn't even have time to meet my family and friends, even on holidays. One day, I was speed driving, and then suddenly, the traffic light turned red. Oh, I was stepping on the accelerator so hard that it feels like I couldn't stop. I looked over my left, I looked over my right. Thank God there were no traffic policemen. So I continued driving, but my conscience was nagging me. You are guilty of beating the red light. My alter ego responded, no. Well, at least no one saw me. So I continued driving, and when I was reaching a curve, I saw a sign on the corner of my eye that said, no right turn for PUV. I ignored it. I was turning left anyway. And so when I was about to make a turn, suddenly, blag! That signage fell right smack in the middle of my hood. That was my red flag. That something was terribly wrong with me. Little did I know that this was an early sign of demyelinating disease. Demyelinating disease. According to Mayo Clinic, this is a very rare condition that disintegrates the myelin sheath that covers the nerve fibers of the brain, the spine, and the optic nerve. No wonder my peripheral vision faltered. So, all these things happened, including more abnormalities such as excruciating headaches, seizures, loss of muscle pain, that left me bedridden. One morning, I woke up so thirsty, but I was comforted when I saw my caregiver Joy at the foot of my bed, nearby my table where everything I need was within reach. So I called out, Red. Joy looked at me with a confused expression on her face, looked over my table, took my red phone, and handed it to me. Red! Joy looked over my table, saw my red pen, picked it up and raised it up with a confused expression on her face. Oh, this irritated me. So I went like, red, red, red. Finally, Joy took a glass of water and handed it to me. Demyelinating disease has damaged some parts of my brain, but sometimes the words that I intended to speak are not coming out as such. That was the moment that when I reflected that on my sickbed, that I used to be the profit machine and general manager of my company. But now, in that situation, I was nobody. Is there hope for me? One morning, I overheard my mother praying by the foot of my bed. Quietly and deeply, I agreed in prayer and said, Lord, extend my life. Give me a miracle to survive. And when you do, I will encourage the hopeless and the helpless and tell them about my story. My miracle came the next day. Not in instant healing, but through a friend named Cheryl who would visit me. She decided to visit me every week so that she could read the word, pray for me, and stand in faith for healing. Prayer, answer. Evidence. Fellow Toastmasters and friends, guests, contest chair, I'm in front of all of you today, knowing that my life is a prayer answered. My healing is a miracle. And I want you to know that each one of you, your lives are daily miracles too. And every difficult situation is just like a red light, reminding us to heed warnings, to review our lifestyle, and the quality of our relationships. And when we do these, we prevent ourselves from being damaged or hurting others and our loved ones. So, fellow Toastmasters, let us all respect the red light.